In 2023, the world crossed a grim milestone. More than 1 million people died in road crashes that year alone. That's 3,000 people every single day. A silent global disaster unfolding on asphalt and concrete. For decades, we've accepted these deaths as the price of progress, as the cost of convenience. But a new $17 billion transformation is proving that doesn't have to be true. From the dusty highways of rural Australia to the crowded urban expressways of Europe and Asia, engineers, planners, and innovators are coming together under one global vision: to end road tragedies once and for all. It starts with a simple idea, that roads themselves can save lives. For most of human history, we built roads to move things faster. Speed was everything. But now, for the first time, speed is not the goal. Safety is. Every piece of asphalt, every curve, every guardrail is being redesigned, not just to carry cars, but to protect the people inside them. This is the $17 billion road safety revolution, a global effort that could change how we travel forever. The story begins in places where tragedy struck hardest, long stretches of narrow highways where trucks thunder past family cars just inches away. 2 lanes, no barriers, no forgiveness. In countries like Australia, the United States, and India, some of these roads have claimed thousands of lives. In Queensland, one stretch became infamous, a lifeline for trade and tourism, but also one of the deadliest roads in the nation. For years, engineers patched it, widened it, repainted it, but the crashes kept coming. The problem wasn't human error. It was human design. To end road tragedies, you can't simply tell people to drive better. You have to build a world where mistakes don't kill. That philosophy is at the heart of this project, a new generation of forgiving roads. Roads that understand human weakness and compensate for it, where a single drift or distraction doesn't mean death. It starts with something as simple as space. A few extra meters can change everything. That's why engineers introduced wide centerline treatments. Extra space between opposing lanes. Just 1 extra meter gives a driver a second chance to correct a mistake before crossing into oncoming traffic. On hundreds of kilometers of upgraded roads, that small design tweak has already reduced head-on crashes by more than 40%. A single painted line can be the difference between a close call and a coffin, but even that isn't enough. When drivers grow tired, their reaction times slow, and a few seconds can become fatal. To fight fatigue, roads are being embedded with rumble strips, tiny raised lines made from thermoplastic and glass beads that shimmer in headlights. When tires hit them, they produce a deep, rumbling vibration that shakes a driver awake. It's not just noise, it's a life-saving alarm built into the pavement itself. Every kilometer of rumble strip is like 1,000 invisible hands shaking a drowsy driver before it's too late. Still, not every danger comes from sleep. Some come from impatience. Overtaking on a 2-lane highway can turn deadly in seconds when drivers misjudge distance, so engineers built more than 100 new overtaking lanes. Long, safe stretches where cars can pass without crossing into danger. It sounds small, but these extra lanes have prevented thousands of collisions. They turn risky gambles into safe maneuvers, turning frustration into flow. And when all else fails, barriers stand guard. Across thousands of kilometers of new highways, roadside safety barriers form an invisible armor. Each one is designed to absorb energy and redirect vehicles away from disaster. In tight city spaces, solid concrete walls keep heavy trucks from veering into oncoming lanes. On open highways, flexible wire rope fences catch out-of-control cars like safety nets, slowing them down gently instead of smashing them to pieces. In some places, entire bridges have been rebuilt with steel and concrete strong enough to stop a fully loaded truck at full speed. But while engineers can fight human mistakes, they can't ignore nature. Around the world, extreme weather is rewriting the rules of infrastructure. In Australia alone, floods have wiped out major highways for days, cutting towns off from the world. One project south of Townsville faced that exact challenge. Every year, heavy rains swallowed the road beneath the Houghton River, trapping travelers and isolating families. The solution was a monumental rebuild, a 13-kilometer section raised high above flood levels. The new bridge is wider, stronger, and smarter, using special foam-stabilized pavement that resists water damage and allows the road to reopen just hours after major storms. Further south, new bypasses are being carved through higher ground, moving entire stretches of road out of flood zones. Each one is engineered to survive what's called a 1-in-100-year flood, the kind of disaster that used to destroy everything in its path. Massive concrete culverts now run beneath these highways, guiding floodwaters safely away and protecting the surface from collapse. The message is simple. No storm should be able to stop a nation. But the project isn't just about survival, it's about capacity, building roads ready for the traffic of tomorrow. In the past 20 years, vehicle numbers have exploded. Suburbs turned into cities. Rural towns became industrial corridors. Highways built for 30,000 cars a day now carry more than 160,000. That kind of growth can turn any road into chaos. Congestion isn't just an annoyance, it's a breeding ground for crashes. Every stop-start movement increases the risk of rear-end collisions, so the $17 billion plan isn't just adding lanes, it's reimagining how roads work. In major corridors, old 4-lane highways are being duplicated into 6-lane super routes. On the busiest stretches, smaller collector-distributor roads run parallel to the main lanes, separating local traffic from long-distance travelers. That simple separation has transformed entire cities, reducing weaving, merging, and the endless friction between fast and slow drivers. For the first time, engineers are treating roads like living systems, each layer designed for a specific purpose, working in harmony to keep people moving safely. The materials themselves are evolving too. Traditional asphalt is being replaced with polymer-modified blends that last longer and grip better in the rain. Smart traffic sensors buried in the road measure speed, density, and tire pressure in real time. Cameras powered by artificial intelligence detect erratic movement and alert control centers before accidents even happen. In the future, some sections of highway will talk directly to cars, warning them about hazards ahead or adjusting digital speed limits during storms. The road of the future won't just carry cars, it will communicate with them. Of course, none of this comes cheap. The total cost of this transformation exceeds $17 billion, shared between national governments, local councils, and private investors. In Australia, for example, the federal government covers 80% of funding, while states handle the rest. In Europe, similar co-funding models drive massive projects linking France, Germany, and the Netherlands. The money may sound enormous, but the return is priceless. Every dollar spent on road safety saves at least $5 in economic losses, from healthcare costs to lost productivity. But the real return can't be measured in money. It's measured in lives saved. Keeping such a massive project alive is a challenge of its own. Thousands of workers, hundreds of contractors, and decades of planning go into every section. Construction zones stretch for kilometers, where crews work day and night just meters from passing traffic. They rebuild bridges, dig drainage tunnels, and pour asphalt under the glow of floodlights. For travelers, that means detours, noise, and frustration. But every delay is a down payment on a safer future. When the cones come down, the result is more than a road. It's a lifeline. The long-term goal is simple but ambitious. Every major highway upgraded to at least a 3-star safety rating by 2032. That might sound like bureaucracy, but it's not. Each star represents a measurable reduction in the risk of death or serious injury, moving from 2 stars to 3 cuts that risk in half. Across thousands of kilometers, that's tens of thousands of people who will go home instead of to the hospital. Technology is only half the story. The other half is human. Behind every kilometer of asphalt are the people who build it. Engineers, designers, laborers, and local communities who depend on it. Many of them have lost friends or family on the same roads they're now rebuilding. For them, this project isn't just infrastructure, it's redemption. Each bridge, each barrier, each stretch of pavement stands as a promise. Never again. And yet, even as this $17 billion mission pushes forward, the work is far from done. The future of road safety depends on something even bigger. Adaptation. Self-driving cars, electric vehicles, and smart logistics systems are changing how we use roads. Engineers are already planning for that future. Highways of the next decade will include wireless charging lanes for EVs, data-embedded surfaces that track wear and tear, and adaptive lighting that changes brightness based on traffic flow. In a world of automation, even a single line of paint could carry digital signals invisible to the human eye but vital for machine vision. But the heart of this project isn't about technology or money. It's about empathy. For too long, roads were designed for machines, not for people. This transformation flips that idea on its head. It recognizes that a small error shouldn't cost a life, that safety isn't an afterthought. It's the foundation. By the time this transformation is complete, more than 170 new bridges will rise, 650 kilometers of barriers will stand, and thousands of kilometers of highways will be safer than ever before. Some call it the biggest road safety effort in modern history. Others call it common sense finally catching up to speed. Whatever the name, the impact will be profound. Imagine a world where driving from one city to another doesn't mean gambling with fate, where families travel without fear, and truck drivers finish their shifts knowing they'll see tomorrow, where a sleepy moment on a dark night doesn't end in tragedy because the road itself wakes you up. That world is being built right now, 1 meter at a time. Every stretch of upgraded highway tells a story of lives lost, lessons learned, and promises made. It's a story of resilience, of humanity's ability to learn from pain and build something better. From the rain-soaked plains of Queensland to the frozen highways of Northern Europe, this $17 billion revolution is redefining what a safe road looks like. It's not just asphalt and steel. It's memory, compassion, and science woven together. And when it's done, the meaning of progress will change. Because progress isn't just moving faster, it's arriving safely. The $17 billion project to end road tragedies isn't just rebuilding roads, it's rebuilding trust. Trust between people and the paths they travel. Trust that every journey, no matter how long, should end with the same thing: arriving home. Every meter of this transformation is a quiet tribute to the millions who never made it, to the families who still set a place at the table that stays empty, and to the engineers who looked at a map full of red accident marks and said, "No more." This is their answer. Not a promise of perfection, but a future where safety is built into every curve, every bridge, and every kilometer of road. Because in the end, this isn't a story about highways or budgets. It's a story about humanity's refusal to accept tragedy as normal. It's about connection between cities, between people, between the past that built our roads and the future that will make them safe. The $17 billion project may have begun as a plan to fix pavement, but what it's truly rebuilding is hope, mile by mile, lane by lane, life by life. If you believe in the power of human innovation, if you believe that no life should be lost to something preventable, then share this story. And before you go, make sure to subscribe to Megastructions for more incredible transformations shaping our world. And leave a comment telling us which engineering marvel you want to explore next. Your voice helps this community grow, and together, we can keep building a future where every road leads home.